The next bill on the calendar for the day is Senate File 3357. The clerk will report the bill.
Senate File number 3357, number 4 on the calendar for the day, an act relating to civil law, the first engrossment.
There are no amendments at the desk. The clerk will give the bill its third reading.
Third reading, Senate File number 3357.
Third reading. Discussion to the bill. I recognize the member from Ramsey, the author of the bill, Representative Lesh.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, the bill, Senate File 3357, is the Judiciary Civil Policy Omnibus Bill. It was negotiated between the four leads, including myself, Chair Scott, Senator Limmer, and Senator Latz. All four bills included in this Judiciary Civil Policy Omnibus Bill were vetted during the regular session and moved out of the Judiciary Finance and Civil Law Committee with bipartisan consensus. The four bills have no fiscal cost. The first two bills are Representative Mahler's bills, and the first one of those, Article 1, is guardianship and conservatorship. This is a consensus bill with broad stakeholder support. Supporters include the ARC, Legal Aid, Minnesota Elder Justice Center, Lutheran Social Services, the Volunteers of America, and the Minnesota Consortium for Citizens with Disabilities. The bill incorporates many of the recommendations and concepts from the Uniform Law Commission's 2017 guardianship model. It modernizes our law and moves it in the direction of promoting less restrictive alternatives for individuals with disabilities, and helps ensure that all the people retain their civil liberties and ownership over important life decisions. The main modifications to the law include updates to outdated terminology. It incorporates supposed decision-making as an alternative to guardianship, clarifies individuals' right to and restrictions for visitors. It establishes timelines for emergency guardianships, ensures transparency in guardianship proceedings. It protects individuals' data privacy, updates the Guardianship Bill of Rights, and promotes time-limited guardianship. The main modifications to conservatorship laws include allowing a conservator to establish and administer an ABLE account. It allows banks and trust companies to serve as conservators without bond. It allows a conservator to institute cases for civil court actions, and it allows a person subject to conservatorship to control their own wages unless otherwise ordered by the court. Finally, this law allows a guardian or conservator to seek a restraining or harassment restraining order on behalf of a protected person. The second article is also Representative Mahler's House File 2976. The article modernizes the statute, which was enacted in 1985 to benefit minors, custodians, banks, and courts, unifies the termination age for all UTMA accounts at 21. This alleviates the burden on custodians and banks to trace the source of the funds. It modernizes the custodial standard of care. Current law uses the outdated prudent person standard, and this provision applies the modern prudent investor standard. It eliminates unnecessary court proceedings and finally allows transfers to a qualified minor's trust. The third article is Representative Carlson A's House File 3274. This article amends the Minnesota Common Interest Ownership Act by proposing a new procedures and requirements for amendments to governing documents for common interest communities. And it lays out a court process to allow the association to petition the court for an order reducing the percentage needed for approval and have an amendment approved by the court. Finally, Article 4 is Representative David's House File 2065. Under current law, the attachment period, this is the wage and garnishments modifications. The attachment period for that under current law, the time during which the court ordered garnishment can continue is 70 days. This article allows a debtor to maintain up to 40 times the state minimum wage, freezing at its current rate of $9.50, and the bill would extend the attachment period from 70 to 90 days. This has broad consensus agreement from the stakeholders, and that includes the creditors as well as legal aid. The provision applies to wage garnishments, sheriff levies, and attorneys' execution levies. That is the bill, Madam Speaker.
Discussion to the bill. The member from Anoka, Representative Scott.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Chair Lesh, for bringing this bill. And it is, as Chair Lesh indicated, a agreement from the majority leaders of both parties on the committee. And I would encourage members to vote for it. There's some pretty non-controversial stuff in this bill. Thank you.
The member from Ramsey, Representative Moeller.
Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, I wanted to share with you a few of the comments we heard in committee from people who are impacted by the guardianship law. They testified about the benefits of supported decision-making. Eric, a 19-year-old with epilepsy and autism, was unable to join us at the hearing because he was working. But his mom testified about how their family has utilized supported decision-making and are all part of his team when it comes to things like assisting Eric with renting an apartment. Through his mom, Eric wanted us to know, I make my own decisions. Jean, a young woman who utilizes supported decision-making with her parents for things like healthcare and banking, testified that I feel empowered. Jean's mother, Mary, also testified that Jean doesn't need someone else to determine how to live her life. Mary described how her family also had success with supported decision-making for her 89-year-old mother with dementia, allowing her mother to age safely with dignity and autonomy. Members, this is a good bill, and I'd like to thank all of the groups who worked on this compromise language over the years, and I'd ask for your support. Thank you.
Further discussion to the bill. Representative Lesh.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members, and I would ask for your support.
The clerk will take the roll on Senate File 3357.
Acom.
Acom, aye.
Acom, aye. Albright.
Albright, aye.
Albright, aye. Anderson. Anderson, aye. Backer.
Backer, aye.
Backer, aye. Bonner.
Bonner, aye.
Bonner, aye. Barr. Barr, aye. Baker. Baker, aye. Becker Finn. Becker Finn, aye. Bennett.
Bennett, aye.
Bennett, aye. Bernardi.
Bernardi, aye.
Bernardi, aye. Bierman.
Bierman, aye.
Bierman, aye. Bow.
Bow, aye.
Bow, aye. Brand. Brand, aye. Cantrell.
Cantrell, aye.
Cantrell, aye. Carlson, A.
Carlson, A, aye.
Carlson, A, aye. Carlson, L.
Carlson L, aye.
Carlson, L, aye. Christensen.
Christensen, aye.
Christensen, aye. Claflin.
Claflin, aye.
Claflin, aye. Considine.
Considine, aye.
Considine, aye. Daniels. Daniels. Doubt.
Daniels, aye.
Daniels, aye. Doubt. Doubt, aye. Davids. Davids, aye. Davney.
Daphne, aye.
Davney, aye. Dean.
Dean, aye.
Dean, aye. Damath.
Damath, aye.
Damath, aye. Detmer.
Detmer, aye.
Detmer, aye. Driscowski.
Truskowski, aye.
Driscowski, aye. Eklund.
Eklund, aye.
Eklund, aye. Edelson.
Edelson, aye.
Edelson, aye. Elkins.
Elkins, aye.
Elkins, aye. Erickson.
Erickson, aye.
Erickson, aye. Fabian.
Fabian, aye.
Fabian, aye. Fisher.
Fisher, aye.
Fisher, aye. Franson.
Franson, aye.
Franzen, aye. Freiberg.
Freiberg votes yes.
Freiberg, aye. Garofalo. Garofalo, aye. Gomez. Gomez. Green. Green, aye. Grossel.
Grossel, aye.
Grossel, aye. Grunhagen. Grunhagen, aye. Gunther.
Gunther, aye.
Gunther, aye. Haley.
Haley, I.
Haley, I. Halverson.
Halverson, I.
Halverson, I. Hamilton.
Hamilton, I.
Hamilton, I. Hanson.
Hanson, I.
Hanson, I. Hassan.
Hassan, I.
Hassan, I. Hausman.
Hausman, I.
Hausman, I. Heinrich.
Heinrich, I.
Heinrich, I. Heinzman. Heinzman, I. Her.
Her, I.
Her, I. Hertos.
Hertos, I.
Hertos, I. Hornstein.
Hornstein, I.
Hornstein, I. Howard.
Howard, I.
Howard, I. Hewitt.
Hewitt, I.
Hewitt, I. Johnson.
Johnson, I.
Johnson, I. Jordan.
Jordan, I.
Jordan, I. Jurgens.
Jurgens, I.
Jurgens, I. Keel.
Keel, I.
Keel, I. Cleavorn.
Cleavorn, I.
Cleavorn, I. Cagle.
Cagle, I.
Cagle, I. Katiza Wattoon.
Katiza Wattoon, I.
Katiza Wattoon, I. Kosnick.
Cosmic, I.
Kosnick, I. Kreshaw.
Grisha, I.
Kreshaw, I. Kunish Podine.
Kunesh Podine, I.
Kunish Podine, I. Lehman.
Lehman, I.
Lehman, I. Lee.
Lee, I.
Lee, I. Lesh.
Lesh, I.
Lesh, I. Liebling.
Liebling, I.
Liebling, I. Lean.
Lean, I.
Lean, I. Lily.
Lily, I.
Lily, I. Lippert. Lippert, I. Listlegard.
Listlegard, I.
Listlegard, I. Long.
Long, I.
Long, I. Lucero.
Lucero, yes.
Lucero, I. Lewick.
Lewick, I.
Lewick, I. Mahoney.
Mahoney, I.
Mahoney, I. Mann.
Man, I.
Mann, I. Mariani.
Mariani, I.
Mariani, I. Marquardt.
Marquardt, I.
Marquardt, I. Mason.
Mason, I.
Mason, I. McDonald.
McDonald, I.
McDonald, I. Mecklin.
Meckland, I.
Mecklin, I. Miller.
Yeah. Miller, I.
Miller, I. Moeller.
Moeller, I.
Moeller, I. Moran.
Moran, I.
Moran, I. Morrison.
Morrison, I.
Morrison, I. Munson.
Munson, I.
Munson, I. Murphy.
Murphy, I.
Murphy, I. Nash.
Nash, I.
Nash, I. Nelson, M.
Nelson, M, I.
Nelson, M. I. Nelson, N. Nelson, N. I. New. New, I. Nor.
Nor, I.
Nor, I. Nornis.
Nornis, I.
Nornis, I. Novotny.
Novotny, I.
Novotny, I. O'Driscoll.
O'Driscoll, I.
O'Driscoll, I. Olson.
Olson, I.
Olson, I. O'Neill.
O'Neill, I.
O'Neill, I. Pulowski.
Pulowski, I.
Pulowski, I. Purcell.
Purcell, I.
Purcell, I. Petersburg.
Petersburg, I.
Petersburg, I. Pearson.
Pearson, I.
Pearson, I. Pinto.
Pinto, I.
Pinto, I. Poppy.
Poppy, I.
Poppy, I. Poston.
Poston, I.
Poston, I. Pryor.
Pryor, I.
Pryor, I. Quam.
Guam, I.
Quam, I. Richardson.
Richardson, I.
Richardson, I. Robbins. Robbins, I. Runbeck.
Runbeck, I.
Runbeck, I. Sandell.
Sandell, I.
Sandell, I. Sandsted.
Sandsted, I.
Sandsted, I. Sauk.
Sauk, I.
Sauk, I. Schumacher.
Schumacher, I.
Schumacher, I. Schultz.
Schultz, I.
Schultz, I. Scott.
Scott, I.
Scott, I. Stevenson.
Stevenson, I.
Stevenson, I. Sundin.
Sundin, I.
Sundin, I. Swazinski.
Swazinski, I.
Swazinski, I. Tabke.
Tabke, I.
Tabke, I. Tice.
Tice, I.
Tice, I. Torkelson.
Torkelson, aye.
Torkelson, I. Erdahl.
Erdahl, aye.
Erdahl, I. Vang.
Vang, aye.
Vang, I. Vogel.
Vogel, aye.
Vogel, I. Wagenius.
Wagenius, aye.
Wagenius, I. Wozlowick.
Wozlowick, aye.
Wozlowick, I. West.
West, aye.
West, I. Winkler. Winkler, I. Walgamot.
Wolgamott, aye.
Walgamot, I. Zhang Jie.
Zhong Jie, aye.
Zhang Jie, I. Zhang Ti.
Zhong T, aye.
Zhang Ti, I. Joachim.
Joachim, aye.
Joachim, I. Speaker Hortman. Speaker Hortman, I. Gomez.
Gomez, aye.
Gomez, I.
There being 134 ayes and 0 nays, the bill is passed and its title agreed to.